Look, I'm really excited to introduce our next guest, Dr. Yuki Tanabe. Before I do, I just want to tell you a quick true story. I won't name names. I have a great job. People tell me funny things, but I have to keep their names out of them sometimes. About 18 months ago, a member of Parliament rang up and said, I was talking about your fossil fuel stuff at a meeting the other day, Richard, and they said that if we don't keep subsidising gas and we don't keep increasing exports of gas to Japan, it might actually lead to war. And I said, well, that seems unlikely. Who said that? And they said, insert senior government official name here. I said, it seems like a strange thing to say. What was the argument? And the argument was that if we don't drill for more gas and give it away for free to the foreign gas industry so they can export it to Japan, that Japan will be so short of gas that they'll have to buy gas from Russia. And we, climate activists in Australia, will be responsible for pushing Japan and Russia together at this point in world history. And was that really what this independent MP was trying to do, embolden Russia? This is how wild the bullshit and the lack of integrity climate debate is in Australia. So I'm really excited to introduce Dr. Yuki Tanabe, who is the Sustainability Development and Aid Program Co-ordinator at the Japan Centre for Sustainable Environment. He's a former campaign coordinator for the Stop Japanese Fossil Fuel Finance Coalition. And he's here to talk to us about how Japan might cope if Australia didn't double its gas production. Please welcome Dr. Yuki Tanabe.
Thank you for inviting me to the wonderful conference. I'm Yuki Tanabe. I work for JAXIS, Japan Center for Sustainable Environment and Society. Yeah. This picture is the action targeting JERA in front of the Japan Energy Summit in last June. And the JERA is the largest power utility in Japan, and the largest LNG importer in the world, and the largest Japanese investor in Australian gas sector recently, including the Barossa gas project and the Scarborough gas project, and the sponsor, the major sponsor for the Japan Energy Summit. So that's today. And I'm going to speak about the 3 reasons why Japan doesn't need any more gas from Australia. So first reason is, IEA said, International Energy Agency said, and the LNG, a new LNG project, including under the construction, is not in line with 1.5 degree goal of Paris Agreement. And however, Japan still investing a lot of gas project. The Barossa and the Scarborough is one of the latest gas field and still under the construction. And the Japanese company is going to import these energy to Japan. And Japanese government policy, climate policy, is not in line with 1.5 degrees goal. And recently, government revising the energy policy, and even in 2040, the thermal sector is still 30% to 40%, and the 20% from nuclear, unfortunately, and 40 to 50% are from renewable. This is the latest status of the Japanese government plan, and even it's not in line with the 1.5 degree Celsius. The second reason is the Japanese government said that we need energy security, but it's not true. So Japan is a member of G7, and the G7 already committed to end the new public finance for fossil fuel projects in 2022. However, there are mainly 4 loopholes in this policy, and one loophole is energy security. So if there is a fossil project related to energy security, they can finance. So the government is fully using these loopholes in the past few years. So even after the year 2023, Japanese government owned public finance institutions, JBIC, approved the several fossil fuel projects, including Scarborough gas project in Australia, and the government explained this project is for energy security. That's why we can finance. But it's not true. According to the government agency, this is the amount of the energy amount handled by Japanese companies. The amount is like around 100 million tons per year. And however, the domestic consumption is only 60%. And 40% for reselling mainly to Asian countries. When we compare, the right side is the reselling size. Recently, it's around 40 million tons per year. And the right side is the gas import in 2023, gas deals by Japanese companies in 2023. The left side, the Australia is the largest gas supplier for Japanese companies, but the reselling size is larger than LNG amount import from Australia. So Japanese ambassador here in Australia said, Japan needs Australian gas for keeping neon lights of Tokyo, but it's not true. Thank you. Thank you. So in near future, it's more serious. So the reselling size of the LNG will be increased dramatically based on the current trend, because Japanese government announced to keep the amount of the LNG around 100 million tons per year. But the recently domestic consumption will be declining, and because of that, in 2028, the more than 50% are for reselling. So what they're going to do for the reselling? So their Japanese companies are heavily invested in the gas infrastructure project in Southeast Asia. So why the Japanese company is trying to increase the reselling size? Because of to understand the ecosystem of the Japanese business. So, for example, the energy plant engineering service, so Japanese 3 companies dominated the global market. And the floating energy plant, the Japanese company is the second largest. And LNG ship owners, the 3 companies are dominated. And gas turbine, the Japanese company is on the top supplier. So the reselling is not a good business because of the volatility of energy. However, the real purpose is, for profit. It's for profit for these sectors. That is why Japan is trying to increase the reselling size. The third reason, Japanese government and companies are trying to promote the hydrogen and ammonia co-firing, but these are not economically feasible and a significant risk for economy. So this is an advertisement, one of the controversial greenwashing advertisement by JERA. And they said the creating fire without CO2 emission. So it means the hydrogen and ammonia co-firing. However, the emission of this technology is not in line with the 1.5 degree. Even they are trying to introduce the ammonia co-firing, 20% of the ammonia co-firing towards 2030. But the emission is still far from the level of the IEA 1.5. And also cost is very high. Compared to the renewable energy in Southeast Asia, it's around four times higher. Japanese government created the international initiative called AZEC, Asian Zero Emission Committee. And unfortunately, Australia is a member. But however, they are promoting the fossil fuel sector under this initiative. And according to the government agency, 43 projects related to hydrogen, ammonia, and CCUS in Australia. But some of them are cancelled now because of the economic reason. That's good, yeah. So these are reasons why Japan doesn't need. So, and in conclusion, I'd like to say, so this is one of the alternative analysis of the Japanese domestic power mix. And it's the fossil-free Japan is possible. Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching, and a very special thank you to all our supporters who help keep us running. We're not funded by political parties or fossil fuel companies or government, but by people like you who know the importance of evidence-based research in shaping the critical decisions facing Australia. If you'd like to support us to continue exposing inconvenient truths, challenging vested interests, and explaining the big issues in plain English, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution today. Visit our website australiainstitute.org.au to find out more.